This episode of Show Me Mo Success is brought to you by Missouri's Small Business Development Centers, a program under MU Extension's Business and Communities. Welcome to Show Me Mo Success, where we explore how people turn their passion into action to make a difference, and how MU Extension's Business and Communities program gave them a little assist along the way. I'm Luke Dietterle, Extension Specialist with Business and Communities, and today's guests are Paige Speers, a traumatic brain injury survivor and advocate, and founder of Choose Greater Health, and Brianna Kliethermes, Business Development Specialist with Missouri SBDC at Mizzou and Callaway Chamber of Commerce. Choose Greater Health is an organization that connects under-supported brain injury survivors with integrative, holistic, functional, and bioregulatory resources and practitioners. Today, we've got Paige and Brianna in the studio to talk about Paige's journey from the beginning of her health issues to her growth and understanding regarding their underlying causes, all the way through to her decision to become an entrepreneur, seeking to bring awareness, resources, and support to this under-supported group. We'll also hear how Brianna and the Small Business Development Center in Callaway County helped Paige launch her venture. So, Paige, you suffered a pulmonary embolism and anoxic brain injury. Could you help our listeners understand what that is and how you were impacted by it?
Yes, what I found out happened later that led to everything is that 12 years of anti-anxiety medications and hormonal birth control likely built up in my system and led to the blood clots that got into both lungs, and that caused the anoxic brain injury, but with cutting off the oxygen available to my brain. That had a significant impact on the trajectory of my life and career, and that is what ultimately led to my choice to become an entrepreneur, since I couldn't drive anymore after that, among the effects on my vision and also my walking, reading, and handwriting speed. It all came together and shaped what I want to do. And since I had such a task of finding all the professionals who could really understand what was going on with me and come up with a better treatment plan, and I want to make those resources available to other brain injury survivors and their caregivers and hopefully shorten their recovery time.
Having the experience of having gone through something like this to then be able to reach out to others who need support as they navigate similar situations. It's a wonderful thing to be doing. And the thing that struck me is it sounds as if you were seeking medical treatment for all of those years leading up to this. So could you explain that connection between your gut and your brain and how the whole body is involved in health?
Yeah, there's a relationship there with all of that, Luke, in the fact that what it originally came from was less than optimal nutrition plus long-term antibiotics prescription, and that was a general practitioner who initially prescribed that, and also the same one who started me on other medications. And I've come to realize now that changing what I've been eating and taking fewer pharmaceuticals, of course, really changed things and helped me put my anxiety into permanent remission and got me off all the extra medication.
Wow, you've really been through it all. It's so great to see on the other side that now you're involved in helping others through similar things. So, entrepreneurship, by its very definition, involves a lot of creativity, but also a lot of risk. When you were first considering turning your advocacy and support of this underserved community into a business, what was your comfort level at that time in terms of running a business? And where did you first start to look for help in getting that off the ground?
I had gotten on the email list of summit hosts about entrepreneurship, and it all really started with the idea that I could do speaking, and I'm still pursuing that now. The business idea evolved over the course of a few years into the idea of Choose Greater Health is now of a membership community for brain injury survivors and caregivers and a directory of functional and integrated medical professionals so that I can be the whole person resource concierge for brain injury recovery.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. So I understand once you started your business, you then got connected with the Missouri Small Business Development Centers. How did you find them?
I had mentioned what I wanted to do to a friend who knew someone at the Fulton Chamber, and then she was able to connect me with Brianna.
Wonderful. So, Brianna, could you take us back to that moment when you first met Paige and where she was at in her journey, and what were those first couple things you started working on together?
Well, thank you for having me this morning. So, Paige was introduced, as she said, to me through a bank president that we work closely with. When Paige first came to me for guidance, she knew about our mission, but not how to achieve it. So, we worked through the different products and services she can offer her clients and what will be most valuable to her, and then worked into what are those next steps and making it actionable for her.
We started with a business plan, and that put things into perspective and brought it together enough that I could then put it into a pitch deck for the local Show Me Innovation pitch contest here at William Woods in November.
Great. So, where do you see yourself taking Choose Greater Health in these next couple years?
I would like to expand the membership and the directory and get to be a more widely known name, starting regionally and maybe even nationally. I would also like to connect with discharge coordinators at the rehab centers who would be needing a place to send their patients for continued outpatient care, and that's where my resources could come in.
So, Brianna, what can SBDC do to help Paige get there? What are some of the other resources that are available to folks looking to do similar things?
So, some of the different resources we have are those marketing plans and figuring out a marketing strategy to get her into the regional and national market over just a local one where you would typically see networking events and you're just passing out your business card to getting them to the national. So, it's making those connections like with you and getting where she gets listeners beyond just the local community. And we kind of have different resources for all different stages of her business career. So, that is from when we first started out to have a business idea and I don't even know where to begin, to putting it into a business plan, all the way to I've been in a successful business for years and now what does it look like? So we have all different resources that connect with those entrepreneurs at the time of need.
Those business counseling services, what do they cost, Brianna?
All the services at the SBDC are at no cost. There are trainings as well, and there are no cost or low cost in those centers and statewide trainings. So you can get all these resources and these one-on-one business counseling for $0. I just want to add, if you are an entrepreneur or thinking of becoming an entrepreneur, the Missouri SBDC has locations all throughout the state, and there's a national SBDC, so all throughout the country if you're hearing from another state. So if you are interested, Google Missouri SBDC and it'll pop up their website to find the location nearest to you.
One other thing I wanted to ask you about, Paige, is that I understand you're working on a book.
Yeah, it's a prescriptive memoir that I also would like to include as a deliverable within the membership. It's interviews with the functional and integrated medical professionals who have been on my team and I've had success working with and would recommend.
Is there anything else that you'd like our listeners to know?
One of the great things that we forgot to mention is Paige not only works with the survivors, but also the caregivers. So the people that are caring for TBI survivors. Her platform has a little mix of helping everyone involved throughout the process.
Another branch of my work is nutrition, also that I'd mentioned that nutritional psychiatry could have helped me early on, and that is another one of the professional areas that I would like to recommend through my directory. And I've also shared the systems that I've come up with for meal planning and getting things ready, and the recipes that I've found to be a good fit for me.
That was Paige Speers, brain injury survivor and founder of Choose Greater Health, and Brianna Kliethermes, business development specialist with Missouri SBDC and Callaway Chamber of Commerce, filling us in on how Missouri's small business development centers can assist entrepreneurial Missourians launch their business ideas with the support they need to be successful. Thanks for listening. Make sure to follow us on your podcast app so you don't miss any of our upcoming shows. I'm Luke Dietterle. This episode was produced by Shelby Silgars with research help from John Clare. Executive producers are Sarah Riley and Mike Quijada. Senior Program Director for MU Extension's Business and Communities is Dr. Rob Russell. This is Show Me Mo Success.